It must be the most competitive form of motor racing virtually in the world, I would say.
If anything you've learnt before in one-mate racing or anything is just out the window.
There's a great challenge in trying to do something that's very, very difficult, and this is very, very difficult.
It's very tough, but competing in the BTC today is very tough.
It's fantastic to race in one of the most professional championships in the world.
To have something to chase, like the Total Cup, makes it worthwhile. If you didn't have that, you wouldn't do it.
No one can deny that the British Touring Car Championship is big business. Each round attracts 30,000 spectators to watch big buck manufacturers and stars of the sport racing door handle to door handle. The top teams enjoy big budgets of £2 million plus. The stakes are high. But mixing it with the big boys are the Total Cup Privateers. Unlike the works teams, they don't have access to vast technical resources, development engineers, or the latest specification engines. Whilst the cars may not be the hottest machines on the track, the Total Cup teams make up for it with driver ability, as proved by last year's winner and now Honda team driver James Kay.
Hi, this is Charlie Cox driving car number 19, the Ford Mondeo 5-door in the British Touring Car Championship.
35-year-old Australian Charlie Cox is twice national saloon car champion. When he's not busy on the track, he's a high flyer in the world of radio.
I'm Rob Gravitt, number 27. I'm driving a Rocket Cargo CKS-sponsored Ford Mondeo. I'm here and I'm trying to win.
Since winning the British Touring Car Championship in 1990, it's been a difficult time for Rob, but he's back and hungry for a works drive.
Hi, this is Nigel Smith, Team HMSO Cavalier driver. This is my second year in the Total Cup, and I'm running car 25.
44-year-old Nigel has done it all, from karts to Formula 3000.
Hello, I'm Hamish Irvine, car number 26.
The oldest competitor in the championship, 49-year-old Hamish Irvine, never knows when he's beaten. Racing on a shoestring, he optimises privateer racing at its very best.
Hi, Richard Kay here, Total Cup competitor, 2 wins this year, various seconds, various thirds, currently second in the championship.
The brother of last year's Total Cup winner, Richard Kay, has proved his ability to win, even when he's been racing with a broken leg.
Hi, I'm Matt Neal, the 1993 Privateers champion, and hopefully the 1995 Total Cup champion, driving the 100 plus wheels Ford Mondeo.
The odds-on favourite for the championship returns to the Total Cup after an ill-fated works drive with Mazda last year. Brands Hatch in April, and the heavens opened on round 3 of the British Touring Car Championship. But that was all the better for Charlie Cox. Despite no experience of front-wheel drive cars, he really made the right tyre choice for the wet conditions. He started the race 21st on the grid, and then proceeded to scythe his way through, right through the works teams, to finish a superb 5th overall. But Cox's jubilation was to be short-lived. As the championship moved to the next round at Thruxton, mechanical failure was to bring disaster. At the fastest part of the fastest track in Britain, his rear brakes locked at 130 miles an hour, sending his Ford Mondeo into a terrifying spin that ended off the track and even out of the circuit.
Going off the circuit thinking I'm in really big trouble here, because I couldn't control it. The car turned instantly and left the circuit. All I could think of was this is really going to hurt. And as I hit the dirt, the most almighty force hit the side of my body, so much so I couldn't pinpoint anything. Just the biggest blow that I've ever felt, almost nuclear, as I hit the side of the car. And what had happened was my head hit the B-pillar between the front and back doors and cracked my helmet open and fractured my skull at the same time. So that blow knocked me out. I was unconscious for the rest of the roll, all of the rolls, which was either good or bad. The bad part about it was that I was flailing around all over the place. The doors were ripped open. In the footage, slow motion, you can see that my arm is actually way stretched outside the car, and the roof line actually rolls on the joint in my elbow 2 or 3 times. Luckily, I was still on the dirt at that point, and obviously the dirt was soft enough not to hurt. So I didn't break my arm, which is miraculous, because my gloves were full of dirt, my suit was full of dirt. Even the top of my helmet was scratched with dirt as my head had been coming out of the car, because the doors were off.
That corner, of course, where Marcel Albers was killed a couple of years ago in Formula 3, but the remnants of his car show what a lucky escape Cox had, and it was to be a long road back to full fitness for Charlie, and it's testimony to his fitness that he is back once again.
These cars are just phenomenally expensive to run. I mean, I have actually calculated that in 1994 the car cost £100 a mile to run. That's all inclusive. And I mean, that is the most incredible amount of money. And when I ran a Formula 3000 car the year before I took touring cars up, I mean, it makes running a 3000 car look cheap. The only way I can do it on the budget that we have is basically not to use it. Very difficult to get the best out of things.
But the impossible can be done in the Total Cup. At Snetterton, Rob Gravett stormed through the field to finish an incredible third overall. The best ever result for a privateer, bearded or otherwise.
In this class, and as I say, you've only got to be 1 or 2 tenths off, and you're virtually nowhere. That's the problem with this form of racing. But yeah, it is a nice feeling when you are in front of factory cars, and hopefully we can do it again this weekend.
But by round 22 of the championship at Alton Park, 28-year-old Matthew Neal was preparing to take the title of Total Cup champion. Taking the checkered flag in style for the 12th time of the season, it had been a momentous year for the exuberant Neal, often out-qualifying the works teams in his flying red Mondeo.
Brilliant. Obviously, much better this year because the championship's more competitive and everything. I mean, and to get it with the results we have, I'm really pleased, and I'd just like to thank Total for supporting it so well, because it's magic with their support, and my father and my family and Katie, my wife, and everybody and the whole team's worked so hard and prepared the car. The car's been fantastic all year. It's ran faultlessly. I mean, I think we've done a good job against the works Fords and everything. I mean, it's just been a fantastic year.
So Matthew Neal, British Touring Car Championship Total Cup champion for 1995. Look out for him on the track and in a works drive next year.